Alright, taking a look at this Rock Ranger game. So, Perfect Defense is on the board. Hitting that soft e4, defending the e4. Notice the options there. That was not one of the options. Can we trim it up a bit? Let's see if we can get that as one of the options. Okay, it's option number 5. Oh, it's becoming option number 1. Look at that. He's had a little bit of time to think about it. Stockfish has thought about it. He likes that as option number 1. He's probed it to a depth of 34. He's gone 34 moves deep in 5 different lines. He says, yep, Rock Ranger, you're right. So a high 5 there, man. Let's get all those options off on me. That's madness. Okay. Fianchetto. I wonder why he wants to play a6. So here he goes. Nice moves. Pretty accurate. He wants that knight to come out. Not the best move. No, he didn't want you to take the knight. What you're going to do is develop your pieces, especially knights. Get your knights in the game, get the act them quickly. This is not the best move. And I'll tell you why, just on basic principles, without calculating, is because this bishop is stronger than this bishop. So you don't want to lose this bishop. And this bishop is stronger than this knight right now. So I think just on those principles, there would be an analysis as well that could support that, but I think it's, whoa, look at what he just did. I mean, he's just going to take you with the bishop. What the hell? So that's a slip. Yeah, that's it. It's game over. It's game over for white right now. So which one do you take with? Oh, man, take it. What happened? That was a freebie. Oh, you got, now, forget about the pawn. What you're looking at is the queen. The queen moves, always remember this, when the queen moves, she becomes a target. Especially if it's in the first 15 moves of the game. The first 10 moves of the game, or the first 5 moves of the game, the queen is a target. If she moves. She's moved, target. Whoop, 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 whoop. Radars are going wild. So, how can you attack her? You can attack her there with a knight, and you can attack her there with a knight. And there just so happens to be a pawn there, so let's grab it. And what would have happened? Right, so here, she's under attack. Oh, what happens if you take her with the knight? He just takes back, so knight, you're up a pawn. But he's not saying you're just like 1, 2, 3. No, he's dropped it. Yeah, well, he dropped that piece before, right? So as soon as he drops pieces, that's it, you trade. Because you're up in material. So you got to trade. Alright, but obviously just something that was a slip. So, yeah. See, now this is the problem with learning openings. This is it. This is the problem. Is that it buries you in a routine. You're less practiced. You're more practiced in the routine. Your concentration, your mind's attention is on that routine, and you're going through that routine. Now, the good thing about that is that it's a routine. It's good. But what if your opponent does not play in a routine manner and doesn't follow the routine that your routine is designed for? What happens then? And it's a good question because it's how the world champions play. they change. They play the less optimal move because it might take their opponent by surprise. The best move is what your opponent plays for. He's looking for your best move, and he's got a routine that is designed against your best move. So when you don't play your best move, you've taken him by surprise, a little bit of a concentration, more likely to make a mistake. That's the psychology of that top level play, part of the psychology. Now here, good example at this level. That's what the routine, the opening theory tells you, the system tells you to do. So you've missed what was given to you in the game. So what that means is have your routines, but remember that you're playing against people that are going to make mistakes, and look for the mistakes. So you just take the routine as far as you need it, and the thing you're looking for is not the next move on your routine, you're looking for your opponent's mistakes. What's he done? How do I take advantage of it? You notice he just wants to trade. You're up in material, so he just wants to trade. Pawn for pawn, knight for knight, bishop for bishop, queen for queen, rook for rook, and then you're leading by a whole piece. Well, you were. I don't know what happened to that piece. Let's see. I'll just keep going here for now. Interesting. Interesting. See the different styles. That's an aggressive attacking style. Now, why didn't you play that? Maybe were you worried about this, and then that coming forward, and then you would have to take this, and that comes back. We just didn't see it. But remember, when the knights come here, where are they looking? They're looking here, here, and here, and especially those two squares. That's what they're always looking at. So when they get pushed, go where they're supposed to go, which is there. But this is fine too. It was still an option. All good. So he's coming back here. He wants to occupy that square. I think. Where's the threat? Wow, look at that. It was a clearance move. It's a clearance move. So that's really interesting. I love these clearance moves. You don't often see them that way. Normally we think of pieces moving in order for the piece to be doing something. So we think, okay, I'm going to move my knight there, and then from there he's going to be able to go here, or he's going to be able to do something there. And we think in terms of the piece that's moving. But in fact, when a piece moves, he creates space. And it's that space that we're actually looking at, not the moving piece. I don't know if you had that in mind. Let's see. Stockfish has got it in mind. Oh yeah, baby. All right, nice move. Is that part of the opening system? Nice freaking move. Look at that beautiful structure. That's what you were going for. You were going for an aesthetically beautiful structure. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. All right, so let's go. Well, what are you supposed to take back with? You're supposed to take back with this in order to keep that central dominance. But the knight was still acceptable. Have you got a threat there, maybe? He wants to still keep it on the bishop. And getting rid of that. He wants that gone so that you can free up the queen. Oh. A rook move there. That's called a rook lift. I don't think it's the right time. Yeah, he wants to exchange queens in order to get the bishop out. Black's in control. This game's pretty wild between these two players. Interesting that he still wants to take that pawn and just create a pawn center, a strong pawn center. And then you see you've got you know, you've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3. That's how you measure it. That's how you work out your strategy. You say, how many pawns have I got versus how many pawns he's got, and then the idea is that you remove all the minor pieces. You remove all the pieces, and you just look at the pawns. And then if you can get to an end game where your pawns, you've got a majority of pawns on one side of the board, then you win the end game. He did not like that move because it's not doing anything. Yeah, you're good. That bishop is active. But I think you were worried, but I think you wanted to come here, knock that knight away with that, but why not just move it? And then you're worried about that. Yeah, no need to worry. Don't let your bishops go into a defensive formation. See, he's only defending. That's his only thing that he's doing. So when the engines play, they evaluate pieces by the potential activity that the pieces have got. And what's the activity of this bishop? That's it. There's nothing there for it. Right? That activity doesn't exist. So it's only got one thing that it's doing. Whereas before, it had all of this. Plus this. With, you know, your idea there. He wants to just go back. See that? He's just saying, get your ass back to town. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you weakened that pawn now. That's not good. That's not good. Notice how he wants to plant that knight there. He wants to plant that knight there. It's an outpost for that knight. It's a beautiful outpost. That knight's never going to get kicked off, ever. Well, it might, because then you can pin it with that bishop, but yeah, you get the point. See, that knight is there. Yeah, you try and kick that knight off, you know where he's going to go? There. And now you're never going to get him off there. Unless you attack him with this. Potentially with that. That's what he's looking at. But then what happens? If you attack him with that knight, you trade your knights. So he brings his knight, he gets his knight to there, you get your knight to there, to try and attack him, he's going to let you come. Because then, he's got that pawn, then he's got a passed pawn there. And this is like 8 moves deep from where we are at now. He'll have a passed pawn in your camp, preventing your king from moving. Then his queen's going to be there. Right? So you've created holes in your position. That's why you mustn't move the pawns in front of your king. That's the general rule. There are times where you do, but the general principle is you don't, ever, especially now. Okay, that's a bad move from him. He should have, yeah, he should be, that's a nice move, isn't it? X-ray on that G6 pawn. But he wants to open up, which is reasonable. And again, it's just playing too passively. Just playing too defensively. But you don't play defensively, you lose. You've got to play aggressively. You've got to play on the attack. You've got to give your opponent something to think about, something to worry about. By moving the rook, he doesn't need to think about anything. Do that to him, he's got to think about something. He's got to take, he's got to do something. That opens up that, then you can eliminate that. That brings his king out. Then you've got your queen up behind, check. You've got something. And your queen will be defending that. So the basic rule, play so that your opponent has got to deal with a problem. Give your opponent problems. He doesn't have any problems there. And in fact, look what he's got. He's got a direct attack. Does he see it? He doesn't see it. So that's why. Players at this level, they won't see those things. So you're lucky. But yeah, you must see them in order to destroy them faster. Alright, that's okay. Alright, man. Yeah, look at what he's got. See that? Look what he's got. Man. And you can't defend it. You've only got this bishop. Now the bishop is absolutely looking miserable behind its rook. This is all that knight sort of, what's that knight going to do now? It's got nothing to do. He wants to keep that there to stop you from advancing, otherwise you can put your knight there. But whilst this pawn is there, you can't go there. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Ask yourself the question, what have I got? I've got this. What are the strengths of my position? What have I got? That's what I used to listen to one guy that I played with. Yeah, he was a really high level player. He always used to say, no, you can't do that, Lance, because he's got that, he's got that, he's got that. So just that phrasing, you just say, what have I got? What have I got in this position? Oh, I've got an open file. I've got this rook right there. I've got this knight that can go there. My bishop's not so good. How can I develop my bishop? I've got this rook hanging in there doing nothing. How can I get the rook into the game? Okay, that's not bad. Whoa. And did you see it? Oh man. A skewer. That's a skewer. When the queen game is over on the spot. There. Terrible move. Terrible move with the bishop. Absolutely a horrible bishop. You just want to murder that bishop right now. Just want to get it and freaking murder it. Use the Pope to murder it. Okay. Okay, so now he's still on the board. What's he got? He's got an attack on your rook. What have you got? That. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Okay, and white resigns. Congratulations, sir. Good game.